Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Like Kurt gave his opening statement after tonight 76-61 by Owen Sparks. We now lead the 3-game series 2-0. Kurt, you can go ahead.
Mission accomplished. First, happy that we had such a great homestand. We knew coming out post-Olympic break that after the Dallas road game to start, that we had a bunch of home games. And this stretch is so important for us to build momentum in August for this last stretch run. It's similar in some ways to Thursday, that they got a 20-point quarter on us. And then the other 3 quarters combined for 40, so about an average of 13 a quarter. So we really locked in and we did some really good things. Did a much better job on Mia Coffee in the second half. And so, pleased in stretches. But if you went into that locker room right now, they want to be better. They want us to handle the physicality. They want us to execute better. They're not satisfied. They want to be better, and it's so great to have peer accountability in that locker room, to hear that leadership, that there's an expectation to be better, and it's going to get harder. We now go on the road for 4 games, and we know what the playoffs eventually we're going to be like. So I love the mentality that it doesn't matter that they win tonight. They want to be better because they have some dreams and goals for this franchise for the first time.
Any questions? Alexa, you can go first.
For you all, rebounded for 20 and for your numbers single-handedly did it herself. Way more pronounced disparity than the first game. Is that just something that you all were locked in on going into this game, or how did that kind of come about?
Yeah, and we talked about dominant board and trying to get shots on goal. And again, our turnovers, to their credit, they're so good defensively. They do it to everybody, but our turnovers crept up, and we just kept preaching. If we could get shots on goal, we may miss some, but we have a chance to get put back. So we thought that was an offensive strategy. Just get shots on goal and don't turn it over. But we did a really good job in this series so far with defensive rebounding. Tonight, only 3 offensive rebounds kept them off the glass. In a game where they missed 33 shots, and they only got 3 back, that's tremendous defensive rebounding percentage. And huge, because they're undersized, but they're crazy athletic. Their 3 players crash all the time. So just a real dominant rebounding performance, and a credit to our want to. Rebounding is a want to stat.
Brianna Jones tonight was just amazing in the paint. Like, she pretty much ate everything that was down there. Was that part of the strategy in terms of, was that something that was the goal coming into the night, or was that more of, we see an opportunity, Neck is in foul trouble, this is how we take advantage?
We thought this is a series that we could establish Bree Jones, so it was very concentrated. Again, we went through a stretch where she played Sylvia twice. And then Liz, and you're like, okay, that there's other post players in this league, and so a lot of attention is given to JJ, a lot of attention is given to Dawana, and so this is a game we thought we could establish, and then tonight with Chanae and being careful with Chanae and managing her minutes, and having her sit out, it was 1 less post player, so even more heightened that we wanted to try to establish Bree Jones, but it's not easy because their help side's the best in the league. Their congestion is the best in the league. I marvel at the fact that they never get a defensive 3-second call with that. That's for another discussion. But just a tremendous night for Breezy, and she knew we were trying to establish her from the tip.
You don't want to talk about what's about to come. It is a road trip, but only 1 team you're going to play. I think we're close to over 500. I know it's a whole 1 game at a time, but that puts you guys in a really good position. going on the road against those.
But, I mean, it's all about matchups in this league. You know, we got beat by Indiana and they throttled us. I mean, they match up well with us. LA matches up well with us. They do things that give us trouble. So it's all about matchups. It's never been about record. And we're going to take one at a time. And Washington's next. That's all we're thinking about. I don't know if Tina will be back. I don't know if EDD play. But we're going to line up and play against a really, really talented Washington team. And just like tonight, LA playing for their playoff lives, Washington playing for their playoff lives, a really dangerous team if they can get into the playoffs. Best coach in the league, right? So, you know, it's been a long stretch. So travel day tomorrow, we'll go early to Washington. We'll take the day off, travel only, and then we'll have a 1-day prep for a really well coached, a really well prepared team, regardless who they roll out there. But to me, records mean nothing in this league. It's all about matchups.
Kurt, could you speak to what Kyla gave you tonight on the bench?
Yeah. Thanks, Ned, for asking. Kyla Charles was just fantastic, and it was her energy. We don't play always with great pace intentionally. But when Kyla gets in, when Dejanay gets in, we can get behind defenses. We can get an occasional fast break play up behind, and you saw Kyla do that. Kyla was able to turn the corner and finish at the rim. She's more explosive and bigger than a January or Jazz. So, and she's just bigger around the rim with all that length and help side that comes at you for LA. So her minutes were huge. You know, we put JJ back in there for a couple seconds late, but she barely played just over 20 minutes. So we needed our bench to help us tonight. We were on fumes coming into the night. We were going to try to manage DeWanna's minutes tonight. So I managed them all the way to 30. So she still gutted it out for us in a night where I was hoping to keep her in the 20s.
I would think one thing after this past week, you'd be feeling better about the team's ability to win when JJ's in foul trouble or tonight is in foul trouble.
Yeah, and again, love it. Never not going to love a win, but that team wants to play better. That team wants to execute. Those peer accountability in there that have been champions, the DeWanna, the Great Januaries, our group that has tasted how close we could be, they know we need to be better. And I love the fact that those guys stepped up and talked that we need to be better.
Yeah. A little bit about your transition offense tonight. It's like you had 2 fast break points on Thursday, but had 9 tonight, and LA averages about 6 for the best in the league. Noah was working on that in this game.
Yeah, I thought, again, it starts with finishing defensive plays. And we defensive rebounded tremendously, so we were able to get out. I thought our guards got outran. JJ brought the ball up a ton tonight, you know, more than even in a normal game, and our wings got out, we got spread out, and our bench gave us energy. You know, LA's been on the road for a while. We've played a lot of games. They dressed 8 tonight. You know, we typically play 8 or 9. So there's a lot of these amazing pros gotten it out there tonight. These turnarounds, these schedules are not easy on their bodies.
And then, you know, over the 5-0 whole stand, just on the offensive end specifically, what have you seen that, you know, has been an improvement since, you know, just the season started, and what do you think that is going to be a focus for the rest of the season?
I think the versatility, I think we've shown different ways to win. There's people that have stepped up. Jasmine doesn't shoot the ball well tonight, but has the best plus minus. So she still impacted the game, right? And didn't shoot the ball well. You know, Great Januaries, you know, had a big game the other night, you know, back to a defender tonight and then hit timely shots. You know, so we've shown we can win differently. You know, it still starts with our 3 all-stars. But, you know, Bree Jones, we were struggling getting her established in some of these games. And we found ways to win other ways. So I think the biggest way to answer your question is that offensively we found different ways to win.
Kind of going off of that, JJ obviously had a lot to deal with the physicality down the series, and then even going back to the Vegas game, I think she had her season low 8 points. I think that you guys learned how to win without her playing, her best, but is there anything you want her specifically to take from some of, the ups and downs more or less of the last year?
Yeah, I think that stay with it, learn from the physicality, learn how they frustrated her, it felt like her rookie year, to me, these couple games, like, we don't really know how to guard JJ, so we're gonna beat her up. That was her first 2 years in the league. She just got beat up every night. And but she's really grown and matured through that. But there's nights where the physicality and the traffic around her occasionally has bothered her. And she'll be the first to tell you that she's got to be better for us to do special things.
Any other questions in here?
No. Back to back with LA. They shot Shanae, but a squeaky win 2 days ago and a pretty dominant second half today. What does that tell you about the ability of this team to do stuff? And maybe that best team in the league, best coach in the league might not be.
Wow, Mike deserves every accolade. This team can be special defensively. They held them to 24 second half points. This team can really lock in. I have incredible 2 assistants that enable me to be really comfortable and prepared because I have 2 elite assistants in preparation film work with this team. And so, Chris and Brady are going to have them so prepared. And Chris is coaching his ass off defensively. We can be special that way. And we have to be. We have to rebound. We have to defend.
I think you'll be the last question for Kurt.
Hey, Kurt, congratulations on the win. Part of the reason why you're able to get this victory is because of the fast break points you had, which is highlighted by Brianne January doing the fast break pass to Kyla Charles. What does that tell you about the type of fast break offense that your team has?
Yeah, I certainly think, Rafi, that we have the ability to play in transition early offense more than we do. But we have to play with intent. We have to play smart basketball. And there's a reason we play at times the pace we play at. But to supplement Rafi offensively, to get an easy basket here or there, that leak out or that fast break where Kyla got behind people, energized our crowd, it energized our bench. We need more of that, there's no doubt. But we have to be smart and play at the pace, shorten some of these games, and do what we do. We believe in it, it's working, and we believe it's the right style with the players that we have this year.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you. We'll go ahead and open up some questions. Who'd like to go first?
Tell us a little bit about what you guys as a team are doing around changing that way, what that means.
It's a huge deal for us. We kind of want to, we wanted to continue the work that we collectively started as a league last year at the bubble and take that to our own community and see how we can impact our own community. And I think we put together pillars that, will allow us to achieve that, to educate and really to create change within, our bubble. And hopefully that, that inspires other people to do the same. It's, oh God.
I can help. So did you get It's okay. Civic engagement. We really know a lot of time.
Police report.
Yes.
I know these, I
Voting rights.
literally respond to somebody.
No, civic engagement was voting. Then we have health equity, police reform, and community advocacy. Sorry, we just revamped it from our 2021, so those are the new.
What's the
That's
priority?
Yeah, so that's what we're doing, we're just trying to continue the work.
Just how much you've been able to do this season, given Delta outbreak and whatnot.
I know, that's been the hard part, just staying safe while, trying to continue that work, because if we could, we would be out in the community, that's where we wanna be, impacting the people that are around us and supporting us and educating those, and supporting whatever, but I think through having nights like we did tonight, educating our fans as much as we can, bringing them in closer to, show them what we're working towards and, making them part of it. We need to do more of that.
So, despite the pretty dramatic win, Kurt said to us that in the locker room, you guys were not active. We were talking about how much better you got. Tell us a little bit about that conversation.
I mean, if we're really going to be a championship team, we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we can't allow teams to force us to play lower than what we're capable of, and that's where we need to grow, and our expectations are to play at a championship level every time we step on the court.
Kyla, you had 10 points in the fourth quarter, 12 overall. What was really working for you and your confidence to pick the ball in the rim, just be that spark off the bench?
Just like you said, just being aggressive to the rim, kind of getting my flow there, and then eventually it would open up. But my teammates were putting me in good spots and finding me and putting me in certain places that was making me successful, and they're giving me the energy that I needed. So just being an opportunistic scorer within our system, making sure I wasn't forcing, but finding the right way to help get my points into.
Breezy, tonight you were killing it inside, like you were eating in the paint, and I mean seriously. And I asked Kurt, was that a part of the strategy? When you had so many post players that were in foul trouble, but it just kind of looked like you were feeling it. Like, was there a moment where you kind of said to yourself, or did you feel, the energy that you were bringing in the paint tonight?
I mean, I just felt good, and I think I was trying to crash the glass, get some offensive rebounds, and that led to some easy baskets in there. But then my teammates, they did a great job of finding me when I was in, when I did the seal down low. So that makes it easier for me to finish around the basket. And I mean, I think just after the last game, just staying aggressive and just playing my game. I think those are the things that were on my mind today.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the first of the two games on Thursday night, Breezy, I was asking you couldn't miss in the third quarter of the first game. Tonight it was you, Kyla. Jasmine has 1 of 10 shooting night, and you just come up and get you pick up the slack. And what do you guys attest that to? Like where one person might not have the ball, Delana didn't have the high scoring night, but you guys still win by almost 20 points. What do you guys attest that?
Delana touched on that in the locker room that we need everybody, especially if you want to go really far, want to go to the championship, that everybody is going to have to contribute in some way. Some nights, some people might be off, and once we get able to be able to just step up and be ready. So, when I got in, I was just trying to focus on the defense, and that kind of led to my offense, and just was being ready when my number was being called. We're going to need everybody, especially when we're trying to make a deep run. So it's just always just being prepared.
I think that's what makes us so successful, but we always find the person who's hot and who's ready to come out and play, and I think we do that every game, and that's what makes us hard to guard.
You guys seem to be prepared for that physicality that you talked about the other night when you said you knew it would be even more physical on Brianne. I was concerned for a minute when you go is she okay? But like that's the kind of stuff that night in and night out,
Any other questions in here? Declan?
Brianna, you mentioned being able to hold you guys to a higher standard and being able to make those championship goals. Just on the offensive side of the ball, what improvements do you think you need to make to be able to get to that standard?
I mean, mostly just playing with poise, playing with discipline. I would think a lot of our turnovers tonight were self-inflicted. And they do a good job of, pressuring you, rushing you, speeding you up. And for us, it's just playing with poise, getting to our spots and staying sharp in our execution. We're going to continue to grow and do that. We've had moments where we've been very good, but, it's putting 40 minutes together of, sharp execution, getting the shots we want, creating the space we want. So yeah, that's what we want to get to. Yeah.
And then just, since the Olympic break and coming back, just what improvements have you seen on that offensive end that you guys think?
I think we're doing a good job of hunting the shots we want, finding easy shots, putting the players we want in positions to be successful, like I talked about. I think we have threats from all over the place, and it's just a matter of putting them in the positions they feel comfortable and where they excel in. So, we're just going to continue to grow on that. And, depending on matchups, it could be one person night, it could be another person night. That's the beauty of our team, is we have weapons everywhere. So we're going to continue to work on being balanced inside and out and, try and get to that championship.
Other questions in here? Rafi?
Hey, congratulations on the win. This is a question for Kyla Charles. I just want to ask you, how is this 5-0 stand tells you about your favorite? Excuse me. What is this 5-0 stand tells you about how far your team has come?
It just shows our fight coming out of a little bit break. We know we have to protect home court, so we just came in and made that a focus to protect the home stand, and we just got to build on it. We still have a couple some more games left. We have a long road stretch, so we just want to build and get better every single game, so that in the playoffs we can, play our best.
And a question for Breon January. The way that Kyla Charles was able to catch your pass and go inside for a layup, what does that tell you about the type of fast break offense that your team has put together in tonight's win?
Some athletes on my team. All I gotta do is throw the ball up half the time, and they're gonna go get it and score it. So I have complete faith and trust in my teammates to go get my passes. Sometimes they're not the best, but they still go get them. But yeah, no, I have complete faith in everybody on my team. And Kyla's just a freak athlete. Got out there. You'll see more of that, I'm sure.
And last question for Breon Jones. I just want to ask you, how do you feel about getting your first double-double of this season?
It's great. I think a few of these games,
I feel like you.
I just want to normal for it's okay. I know JJ or Karan are gonna come in and grab some rebounds. So today it was my night to get the rebound. So I mean, it's always nice. But yeah, I know sometimes my job is to box out and come get it. So just doing what I gotta do.
Appreciate your insight. Good luck in the next game against Washington.
Thank you.